but I gotta back up. I'm just gonna do an update on something. Alright, I guess we'll just get right back to it. Abandoned shop. The proprietor of this abandoned shop is said to have used a shrinking charm to aid in storing his inventory. However, a slight miscalculation ended up, for all intents and purposes, vanishing it. That's worse. Wait. That mirror.
Revelio.
I need a moth from somewhere. Yeah, you're back. Kind of figured you guys would figure it out. Yeah. Streamlabs definitely crashed on me. It's okay, oh well, whatever.
Revelio.
So I wonder where I get a moth for that. I might have to be here at night, too. I don't know. It might not even be relevant until later. Who knows? On to Dorothy Spratle. Oh, shoot. No. The black portraits use Lumos. Oh, you just use Lumos? Oh, okay. I was thinking you needed to use Lumos on a moth. It's just me overthinking things. I don't mind little hints like that, by the way. Anything to keep me from having to look it up out of frustration. Or just, you know, ignore it.
Lumos.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Is that it? It's just an image? Oh, or I have to find it for something? That's probably it. Probably something hidden there. For whatever that particular spot is. And it's probably right nearby. I'm guessing, because that's like my only clue. Oh, there's your moth.
Lumos.
Okay. Hey, no, get back here. Okay. At least I can open a door without turning off Lumos. Alright. Nice. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting there actually is motivation to get the field page guides, isn't there? Because you get 80 XP. And that would really add up if you actually get everything. Oh, maybe I should just like literally just collect a bunch of pages off stream.
I don't remember who came before him. Centaurs of
I could do that. Didn't want to say too much. Yeah, no, that's fine. Stuff like that, it's like they don't give you any clues. Like, I knew I needed that moth, obviously, because I had to do that one quest in the cave. But, yeah, I wouldn't have thought to just use the most on it. Take those. Apparently there are spiders down there. I don't want to look at spiders.
Ah, Upper Hogsfield. Now, where to find...
Shane
Probably
Bardolph
right there.
thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
We'll
Hello,
start with
Mrs.
that.
Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect hawk lumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some hawk lumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Believe it or
There you
not,
go.
I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting hawk clumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather hawk clumps and collect the box of letters there.
I'm kind of curious.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Oh, goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank
Okay.
you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those hawk lumps. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
Revelio.
Levioso and stupefying combined. Bardo,
Sure,
Boom.
just walk right in and grab this
Had
stuff.
by dark wizards.
No big deal, right?
This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
That's fine. I'm over there. Oh, there we go again. I think it's the golden hour. That's the issue when it comes to that lighting.
Revelio.
I mean, I already suspected that before, but now it seems like it's pretty obvious. Oh, wait, what's that? Yeah, that lit up. Warning. Dugbog sighting. Be careful. Right,
It's like a place right out of a storybook.
Find and enter the cavern. It's not like there, is it? Is it over here? I'm gonna go with up there. Does seem the cause of most issues, yeah. Yeah, I wonder if these issues are... I heard the PC version was the one that had the most issues, which is kind of common.
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
Console games ported to PC always have, like, issues. From my understanding, it's pretty much always been like that. That's not even like a current year kind of thing.
Sprottle, but I still need to visit the cave to find Sirona's box of letters. Perhaps I'll find more. Better have a look around. See about the hawk lumps and the box of letters. Confringo! That's all the hawk lumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased.
Does she even need more? I don't think so. Oh, that was close. Unfortunately, on PC, had to turn off ray tracing. Oh, had to turn off ray tracing? I didn't even think about that. Now I use HDR. Yeah, I don't even have an HDR screen, so... had to do a ton of tweaking in the settings and any files. Yeah, I didn't even think about ray tracing. That probably is the issue. I could do without ray tracing. Although, I can't remember if I have to restart to turn off ray tracing. I might just keep it in mind for next time. Oh, they're definitely gonna have to fix that issue then, you know, NVIDIA's bread and butter, you know, RTX. I think ray tracing's, you know, it's a nice to have, but it's definitely not necessary. Like now that I have a 3080, it's like, why wouldn't I use it? But actually, I guess this is why I wouldn't use it. Oh, just forgot. How do I get?
Revelio.
This might lead me somewhere.
Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether.
Oh, I'm sure we can take it out. Oh, I took that hit. For some reason, head in my head that Expelliarmus still, like, did damage. Alright, maybe it's actually this guy. It's probably this guy. Yeah, the good old fire axe. And when he put a meter oh god. I gotta learn this a third attempt. Very close. not even gonna help as much as I hope to.
Potato!
Why did they push me? So oh god, I should have seen that. It's just a matter of time. I have to get oh yeah, I have this.
That was a close one.
Ew, did I just pick up troll boogers? Why would you pick up troll boogers? Mind you, be free to turn it off next time. Yeah, but then I'll... Well, I guess it's whatever. If I just have to restart next time, I have to restart. Same, we have 3080 and only ever used ray tracing in Cyberpunk. Yeah, it sure makes it look good in Cyberpunk. I did also... Okay, I tried like Metro last... What was it, last light? Whatever the third one is. For like 15 minutes. And then... I guess I never tried it without ray tracing, so I don't really have the comparison, but... Yeah, I tried that. And then, I need to go back to that. And then, Shadow the Tomb Raider, I tried that too with ray tracing. That looked good. That one looked good. But, yeah, it's kind of up to the developer how hard they go on ray tracing. I tried Portal RTX. And, it's not optimized. Even though that's strictly a PC game, so it's like you think it should be. Dear Serona, when I arrived here, I had a troubling sense that in many ways I wasn't like the other first years. I confess I worried that Hogwarts might not have been the proper place for me and pondered sending an owl to my parents, asking them to fetch me almost before the first week classes had ended. How did you know? I presume you're not secretly... Wait, what's that word? A legilimens. I don't know what that word is. But I wonder that you seemed to know my thoughts better than I did myself. That day in the Three Broomsticks, when you spotted me huddled in a corner, staring blankly at an untouched butterbeer and an empty bit of parchment, my quill dripping ink woefully onto the floor, and you came to sit with me, well, I shall never forget it. I recall a sudden sense of relief, as if someone had cast a levitation charm on me, when you told me about how nervous you'd been to come to Hogwarts. I looked at you, and it seemed beyond my imagination to think of you as anything but the confident, contented witch sitting before me. In the days that followed, I marveled at how you charmed, in the non-magical sense, I mean, everyone around you, without apology, embracing who you were and who they were. It was as though a candle had flickered on for me. I realized that I could choose that path as well. Now that my school years are ending, the frightened first-year witch I had been seems worlds away. And I know it's because you saw yourself in that despairing creature in the corner of the pub and so generously extended yourself to her. Yours sincerely, Mirabelle. P.S. Please tell Miss Sprottle that I still plan on visiting her, and Mr. Sprottle whenever I can, for their delightful conversation and, I'm unashamed to admit, her incomparable cauldron cakes.
This must be Serona's box of letters.
Okay, actually, I'm not gonna read all these. That was kind of long. I'm gonna read, or like, what, are there like 5 of them or something? I'm so not good at like actually sitting and reading things.
I should take this box of letters to Sirona. She'll be... I think that's everything. Sirona will be glad to have this back.
Yeah, she'll probably be delighted to see those again. Dark monk. I never get sick of those things. It's so funny to me. Yeah, you didn't need your wand, right?
Admirable trick.
Yeah, you didn't.
I shall get that
You don't
job.
have to use your wand where you're going. Tree wand. That was called a tree wand.
Your coaching days are over.
Oh, that was a challenge completed. Good, good, good. The same sometimes 3 massive long texts in games. Yeah. If it was like 5 short letters, I would have read it, but it was TLDR. I got the gist. It's also kind of prying, too, reading them anyway. Like, could you imagine? Like, I got your letters. I read them, by the way. Like, why? Actually, the more I think about it, the more I would feel bad if I read the rest of them anyway. Suppose I'll just do this. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do a bunch of extra stuff off camera. What? I was gonna say, don't mess with me.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
You know, that dialogue, that line was good like the first time, but I don't need to hear it like every other time I come back here. I feel like I should do something with that.
Revelio.
Or not, it's just, okay, neat. You can actually see the like individual drips of water on the... It's not even like the coat's just wet. It's like, it's slightly drizzled on, which I don't think I've seen that in a game. It's not completely drenched, it's just slightly drizzled on, which is respectable. I think I walked in the wrong place. This is totally not it. Songco's Toys and Games. I don't think I've ever been in there before. I definitely haven't been in there before. I would have recognized it. I have the letters. I only read one of them.
Hello, Sirona. I have good news.
Proud of myself.
I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some Horklumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
One of the letters mentioned Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw.
Do they have Quidditch outside of Hogwarts? Like, can adults play it too? Is there like professional? Some kind of professional Quidditch league? I wonder.
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick?
It is. Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter.
Well, we didn't.
She and I are of a similar mind,
Which one do we actually
especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
That's a good way to look at it.
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aidan. I shall
was
be the
there?
first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
I tried reading the books as they were coming out, but then like I got partway through the fourth one and I just kind of gave up. I was like, I can't keep up with the movies. They're coming out too fast.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aidan. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
Yeah, it would have been kind of a waste to have a spore like that. That's like totally exclusive to
I'm sure you had your reasons,
a grad school.
but breaking into Alfred Lawley's home wasn't the brightest idea. I'll say it again. Can't thank you enough for helping to save the village from those trolls.
Yep, you're welcome. I feel like this Halloween stuff definitely wasn't around before. We must have like progressed time when we did a plot point or something. It just makes it look even better. What's witchier than Halloween? AKA Samhain. Now what should I do? What time is it? Still have time. Plenty of time to do stuff. Eventually I'll have to get around to that, even though I like started the quest on accident and then didn't finish it. Could do that. Oh yeah, I still need to do that. Thunderbird potion. I might just buy that. Well, actually, no, I did buy the stuff to make it, didn't I? You didn't read them books till college? Yeah, I was... It's also why I wouldn't remember, because even if it wasn't the third book, which I did read all the way through, that was like... in like the early 2000s. Yeah, no way I'd remember that. Let's just use this invisibility potion. Oh, I don't even have everything for Thunder Brew. And I don't actually have any invisibility potions. I have enough to make one of them, which is all I need. I only need one. I have to go back to Hogsmeade. Alright, where is it again? Oh, right. Right here.
Thank you again for delivering those potions to Madame Wow.
Why does he know I'm coming?
Saved me a lot of time and trouble.
He just knows it's me. Oh my god, they're really that much? Oh my god, I might have to make one. What did I need again? Oh, I don't remember what I need. I have to look what I needed again.
I hope to see you again. Farewell for now.
What did it say? What did it say? Shrivel fig fruit? What the heck is a shrivel fig fruit?
What can I do for you today?
I don't think he had that. Yeah, he didn't. Alright, so...
I hope to see you again. Farewell for now.
that plant dude.
Here you found a bit of treasure in the forest. Was never one for adventure myself.
Where's that plant dude?
Greetings. Please, take your time looking about.
Yeah, that's way cheaper than $1,000.
Now, you let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. No one can say I don't keep a stacked shelf.
I only need one, right? Yeah, I only need one. Alright, back to... I still need to read the books. I feel bad as a Harry Potter family who never got around to reading the books. I would do audiobooks. Told those are really good. They can be expensive though. I guess less so if you get a subscription to like Amazon or something. Yeah, I agree. You don't need to read them. I mean, you'll probably learn things that weren't in the movies, obviously, but... What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was going back to... the room of requirement. Waypoint. Or... travel, not select a waypoint. I have stuff to identify? Oh, I do. And it's better, too. Oh, yeah, the offense goes down because I don't have the... Oh, I have to sell stuff. Oh, we're halfway full here. It fills up too quickly. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. Like I'm missing out on a whole lot in reading books in general. So, yeah, I feel the same way. I wish I read more. I could read audiobooks at work. Some gems out there like Wheel of Time, Sword, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Got the one Shadow of My Brothers. I wish I read more too. I mean, I would prefer to like. I mean, I'd rather like actually read. I want to have like a shelf of books that I can actually read. It's hard for me to like focus though. Like I will go through the motion of reading a paragraph and then I'll be like, wait, what did I just read? And then I have to read it again. I have that even just reading notes in video games. Like especially on stream, because it's like I'm reading it out loud. And then I'm so focused on reading it out loud that I'm like, I don't actually know what I just like parroted. Sure, I'll play that. I feel like you're going to be collecting animal parts a lot to keep doing upgrades. Eventually I'm going to have to start finding other animals to throw in there. Jobberknoll, feathers. I wonder if the gender matters. The sex, I should say, of the animal, for what you get out of it. Listen to audiobooks while I drive to work. Yeah, the other option I have is like, where do I even start finding books that I like? You know what I mean? Like, you don't really see books marketed like you do in movies and such. Like, I remember I would once in a blue moon see an ad for a book, like on TV, but like I watch TV anymore. I haven't watched TV in like probably over a decade. No, wait, that's not what I wanted. What did I want again? Oh, yeah. Alright, so we need an invisibility potion and a thunder brew potion. Oh yeah. I have all the mallow sweet for when I do inevitably start doing the Merlin trials.
Dick thinks you should be proud of all the potions you've brewed.
I did man, I've known the name Dune for like ever since I was a kid, but there were Rogue Squadron books? I didn't even know that. I just remember there was like a Rogue Squadron N64 game back in the 90s. It's interesting, more so I thought for seeing how it influenced Star Wars and Warhammer 40k. Oh, Dune did? How old's Dune? Oh my god, you know what? When I was thinking earlier about the plan, how I needed a bigger pot, I was thinking of a cauldron instead of like a plant pot. Oh man, where do I get a bigger pot? There's gotta be a way. That one's over a minute? Alright. Well, let's just use this. Because I don't really care about being invisible. Oh wow, that was useful. That was lasted like a whole, like, what, 3 seconds? Oh, I forgot I was gonna make a big enough potion too. Oh my god. This feels like it's taking forever. I'll be honest, I'd be way more patient if I wasn't streaming, but anxiety sucks. This is like the part where it's like I should have things to talk
Dick
about.
thinks you should be proud of all the potions you've brewed.
Yeah, that's also one of the little things about this game is how little the potions last, and also the lack of variety of potions. Like, I'm fine with it. It's whatever. I mean, I can totally see why some people, like, they'd want some real immersion. Like, making it feel like you're really learning potions and stuff. I mean, if you want a game like that, you could play the Atelier series. I mean, it's not magic, it's alchemy, but, you know, it's pretty similar. All kinds of stuff you have to make for that game. You're making way more than potions. If you've never heard of the franchise, you're making literally everything. Like, you basically run an actual atelier for alchemy. That's why they call the franchise, you know, atelier, you know. Like, yeah, anyway. You run an alchemy shop. It's a very goofy franchise. I thought about streaming Rise of 3, Atelier Rise of 3, but I haven't even started that up. I bought it a year ago, and I still haven't tried it. Or wait, no, Rise 3 is the one that's coming out. Selfie 2 was the one that came out last year that I like just never even started up. I have this really bad habit of like buying all those. Like, I bought most of like the collector's editions that have come out since like they started doing those. Just because I wanted them on the Vita. Because that was the only way you could get a hard copy on the Vita, and then the Vita stopped being a thing, and now it's kind of like, why do I keep getting these collector's editions? Especially since I'm so bad about finishing the game. Like any of them. I haven't finished a single one of those Atelier games as much as I enjoy them.
Dick thinks you should be proud of all the potions you've brewed.
And I feel like streaming it wouldn't help. I'm extremely wary about streaming Japanese RPGs because there's such a time commitment. I'm sad about the Vita, yeah. I got it near. Oh, you got it near the end? Oh, well, the upside is it'll probably last you longer than mine ever will. I got mine like probably within the first year it came out. I probably should replace the battery, which would require taking it apart, finding just some third-party battery somewhere. But yeah, I'm sad about it too. Like, before the Switch came out, that was like the most technologically advanced handheld console ever. You probably got it. Yeah, you got it like right when they were trying to get rid of stock, basically. If you try and buy one now, you're probably going to be paying like twice what it was even worth at retail. Part of me feels like I should have gotten an OLED one when I had the chance. When, like, yeah, it was at the end of its life and they were just trying to get rid of them. How many do I have now? 17? Oh my god, that's enough. I loved that thing to death. My Vita. Anyone who, like, says it didn't have games just didn't bother looking into it. it didn't have a lot of Western AAA games, which is all like, you know, the average person's gonna think about whatever's thrown in their face. They're not gonna like actually look into it and be like, oh, there are actually like a ton of JRPGs I could be playing. Was the PSP worth it? I don't know. I almost bought one back in, you know, the mid 2000s.
You should be proud of all the potions you've brewed.
I bought a GameCube instead. And then I just never got around. You know, weirdly enough, though, my one sister, my youngest sister, who, like, hardly ever plays video games, for some reason she asked for a PSP. And then she got one. I messed around with it a bit. You would think I'd have played that a lot more. Like, or you think I would have played it more than I did, but I actually didn't. She only had, like, it was a Daxter. It was like that one Daxter spin-off game. And then, like, maybe another game. I only remember 3 games for the PSP. Resistance spin-off, Patapon, and Crisis Core. I had a friend who had Crisis Core for his PSP. There was a Tekken game too, I remember that. Still have your GameCube? Yeah, I don't. I kind of wish I did. I never did have Eternal Darkness. I only played that. Well, you know, I say I wish I did, but would I really play it? No, not really. I kind of regret getting rid of my copy of Resident Evil 3 that I had that was, like, they ported to GameCube. I regret getting rid of that, because that's worth money now. Like, just try looking that up on Amazon and see how much it is to get that used. I think last I knew it was, like, twice what I paid for it. That's why I don't get into retro gaming now. It's just a scam at this point. I am all for the sake of preservation, I am all for, you know, just emulating old games. By any means necessary, if you get my meaning. Because these companies sure aren't going to preserve these games, so somebody has to. That's actually how I got to try Eternal Darkness. A few other, like, survival horror games from the 2000s that I, like, didn't even know existed. Until I was, like... Until, like, a few years ago, I didn't know they existed. Alright, what am I doing next? Oh yeah, I need to use that one potion. But I had to use it against enemies. Okay, so I have to get into a fight. So let's just go do something. Especially since I've got like an hour tops left. Got your dad's PS2, so you could play the old Ace Combat games and Final Fantasy 12, but then your Automata came out, I got distracted. Yeah. Well, Final Fantasy 12 at least you can, you know, play on other things. Yeah, these combat games, yeah. The 5th one was absolutely the best one, in my opinion, out of... I played most of them at this point, including the ones that were on PSP, and then I also played, like, the original 3, and emulated those, too. Although I did play one of those Ace Combat games on the PSP too, but then I replayed it, emulated. What am I doing here? Should just pick something to do. Pick something to do. I feel like going to astronomy class. We haven't done any mainline stuff tonight, so. That's got to be the ray tracing. Now that you mention ray tracing, that makes perfect sense that the lighting is so messed up in some spots. Because that's literally what ray tracing is. It's the lighting. Love-hate relationship with emulation because of performance. Tell a friend recommended DuckStation. This world's better than PSX, is it? I guess I wouldn't know. clock station. You could try that. I mean, yeah, that's the thing about emulation too, is that it's a complete crapshoot what the quality is going to be like, and you have to troubleshoot issues as opposed to like if you just had the hardware in front of you and you just. But the other thing is that hardware, like, as the years go on, it gets older and it's all like dying, and maybe you can replace parts, but not all of it. And like, the discs rot, you know, cartridges rot.
Adelaide Oaks, isn't it? I received your owl.
Yes, I'm Adelaide Oaks. Oh dear. You see, my uncle Roland is a metal trader who's quite well known in the goblin community. He normally sends me owls every week when he's on his business travels. In his last owl, he alluded to dealings with those radical goblins, Ranrock's loyalists. It's been ages since that owl and I'm worried. What with the troll attack on Hogsmeade and the rumours that goblins may have been involved, well, I'm fearing the worst. Should I be worried about my uncle, or am I overthinking this?
It's probably
I
worth
think you're
looking
right to be
into.
concerned, Adelaide. Your uncle may be in trouble.
You're much more understanding than Professor Weasley. She heard I was going to look for him and forbade me from leaving the grounds. She's convinced he can handle himself, but I can't concentrate on anything until I know he's all right. Could you try to find out for me? From what I hear, you're almost as adventurous as Uncle Roland.
I'll try and look into it for you, Adelaide.
Thank you. He's very thorough in his record keeping, notes all his trades in a journal, makes maps. In fact, in his last owl, he drew me a map of his next stop. He planned to set up camp north of here. I do hope you're able to find out where he is. Thank you again for any help you can provide.
Oh, of course. It's mainly input lag. The PC's more than strong enough, but for some reason my input lag was unbearable. And that's probably just a setting issue. I doubt that's something that can't be figured out. Yeah, no. I actually managed to get PS1, PS2, and a PSP emulator all working on my phone, and then I have a Razer Kishi.
And your reading is the dragon. That's exciting, I suppose. Perhaps you're due for an adventure.
Ladies,
Professor Shah.
astronomy is not divination. You won't find the mysteries of the cosmos charted out on your palms or at the bottom of your teacups. Alas, the heavens remain hazy to the starry-eyed. Now, if you were to devote yourselves to persistent and painstaking observation, you just might catch a glimpse. With that in mind, please take your telescopes. Tonight we will be on the observation deck.
Neat.
Still don't have your own? You can't be the new student forever, you know. You can share with Mr. Takar.
Here, I can adjust that for you.
No, bring it into focus on your own.
Saying you can't be the new student forever reminded me of a meme I saw years ago. It was like some old RPG that apparently some of the dialogue that somebody says to you is, you can't be the new kid forever. And I think that's leading into you picking your character's name. Somebody just name their character New Kid. Like, I'll show you.
Now, I expect all of you to put in your stargazing hours outside of class. Is that clear?
But, Professor, it's freezing out.
Mere cold didn't stop the great stargazers of the past. Look only to the astronomy tables they erected throughout the Highlands from which they gazed millennia ago on the very self-same stars above us. Is that clear? Dismissed.
You can't
Hello.
put up some kind of barrier.
I don't believe we've met officially. I'm Amit. I'm something of an astronomy buff.
Hello, Amit. It's nice to meet you.
Did I hear Professor Shaw say that you don't have your own telescope? I have a spare one you could borrow for the rest of term.
Sure, you know what?
That's very
Why
kind
not?
of you, Amit. Are you sure you won't need it?
I'm certain. It's my old one. I finally got my hands on the new Celestia Contemplar. You've heard of it, I assume? I mean, of course you have.
Of course.
It's only the pinnacle of all personal stargazing implements. But my old model's not too shabby either. Goblin-cut glass, first-rate optical enchantments. Hate to think such a fine instrument is just collecting dust.
Well, thank you, Amit.
Think nothing of it. Anyway, the telescope's in the storage room right underneath us. You can't miss it. I have some, reading to finish on the lower deck. Come find me there afterwards, and bring the telescope. There's something I want to talk to you about.
Shoot my stream. Okay. Okay, we're good. Okay. I thought it was going to crash at me again.
Tried to put off my stargazing as long as
I
could.
must admit, that's very kind
Oh,
of him.
good, that did. How am I supposed to find Sirius when my hands are too cold to use a telescope? It's a dog, isn't it?
So it's in the storage area. Where's that? Over here? God, I am definitely turning off ray tracing. That's just gonna help with the performance anyway, so. It's unfortunate that it doesn't work.
This was his old telescope. Looks practically brand new.
Yeah, I had a feeling what was considered an old one for him was actually still, like, pristine. Just the way he was talking.
A pristine night for stargazing.
The perfect night for... Oh, hello again.
I have the telescope. It's nicer than I had expected.
I would not offer a prospective stargazer a third-rate lunoscope. But there is, something else.
Yes. What is it?
You remember those astronomy tables Shaw was going on about? It just so happens I've been reading up on them a little myself. And it seems there may be one right here at Hogwarts. I believe we could use it to find hidden constellations.
And you need someone to help you find it.
I do. Are you in? No one from the Gobstones Club will go with me. Said they'd rather get spit at by a stone than... Well, they are cowards. Let us get moving while the stars are still out. I'll show you how to use that telescope once we get there. I promise.
No, I suppose.
Oh, no need to convince me. Let's get going.
Brilliant. You won't regret it. Shall we? The table is on a castle wall ahead. Look for a stone platform, something that doesn't quite belong. We'll know it when we see it. Onwards we go then. Some say the locations of the tables were originally marked by centaurs for ritual stargazing. It is nice having a fellow stargazer to
Lewis.
explore with.
Happy to be here. It is good to leave the classroom now and then.
It's not that creepy out here at night, is it? The Gobstones Club are cowards. Here I am, charging ahead. Why don't you lead the way?
I'm just gonna
If
pretend
you're
I'm
sure.
not getting. I'm just gonna pretend I'm not getting like 20 frames right now.
A little foreboding.
A few cobwebs and some dust. Nothing to be concerned about.
I almost wonder
Oh,
if I'm
of
getting.
course. It's just not as tidy as I expected.
I almost wonder if I'm getting some kind of memory leak right now because it's slowing down a lot. Well, at this point, if I have to turn it off, I would just call it a day. like a little better.
Incendio!
More cobwebs. You don't think any spiders might be lurking about?
Oh, no. Not this close to
there's
the
a
school
table.
limit.
I think you should do the honors. Go on, try it out.
If you say so. I think it's just baiting me to do something.
The constellation should appear near the center of your view.
Oh, okay. I assume this is what I do. To line it up.
As
Oh, you
soon
can
as you've
zoom.
lined up the telescope, we will be able to fill out our star chart.
There you go. It's like a loot or something.
I was right about the tables. They really are gateways to the far stars, just as the book said. And your contribution was invaluable. Rest assured, you shall be credited in my memoirs one day.
Thank you, Emmett. I look forward to reading them.
And I look forward to writing them. This is only the beginning. You will find more tables like this one throughout the grounds and forest, all beckoning to be discovered by a worthy astronomer. And if I have ever seen one, it's you. Oh, and about my old telescope, don't bother returning it. You should keep it.
That's quite generous. Thank you.
You are welcome. It has goblin-cut glass and a gobbledygook inscription. I'm practically fluent in gobbledygook, you know. It's all in the throat, really, gobbledygook, you know, and how you pronounce your R's. Anyway, glad our adventure was a success. I will see you soon.
Gobbledygook it is an actual
I hope
language
Adelaide's
confirmed.
Uncle Roland is all right. She seems very worried.
Oh, it's level
Adelaide
22.
mentioned her uncle's camp may be near Brockborough, past the river.
Never do get tired of seeing the astronomy tower at night. What a view.
Considering my performance is getting like terrible, I don't know, I feel like I should maybe just call it for oh god, it's so of course it's like lightning fast in the menu. Alright. I'm just gonna assume that maybe I should just take that as a hint that I should just call it for the night. And I'll be back on tomorrow because I want to try and get I want to say that I want to try and get this game done by Friday, but that's probably not going to happen. But still, we can keep a good pace. So, I will see you tomorrow then. You know. Johnny.